Good morning, children. Now this is sixth lesson, Agriculture in India. What class this is? This is ninth class Social Studies, children. In the previous lesson, I said about many points in this lesson, children. Now I want to explain to you the remaining points in this lesson. For example, if you see the agriculture of our country, the farmers are cultivating the land, but the farmers, they possessed the land, that means they have 1 acre land, 2 acre lands, okay, 10 acres, 2 hectares, 5 hectares, 10 hectares, etc. Okay, why they are have small plots of land? Because many reasons are there. The first one is the farmers, they are cultivating land. After independence only, the land distributed to the farmers who are real peasants in our country. That is the first reason, children. Next to here, soil, water, sunshine. What atmosphere is suitable for growing crops? If you want to cultivate any land, these things are very important. Water important, soil important, sunshine also important. If the area is continuously rainfall area, we may not grow some kinds of crops in that area. If the area is fertile land but there is no water, again we cannot cultivate that land. Why? Because water is important. If the water is available but area is hilly area, we cannot cultivate such type of land. So that means to cultivate or to grow any crop, the farmer needs some essential things. They are a good quality of soil, that means fertile soil. Next one, sufficient or adequate water facilities. Next one, sunshine also important. So without sunshine, we cannot grow the crops. Without water, we cannot grow the crop. Without fertile soil, we cannot grow the crop. Okay, children? Next one, temperature and humidity. This is also important for the crops. Okay. So I said about food crops and commercial crops in the previous lesson. What type of crops are growing in particular atmosphere conditions? For example, paddy, wheat, sugarcane, banana plantation, cotton, etc. I said in the previous lesson how much temperature required for that, how much water, that means rainfall required for that crops. Okay, children? Next to here, Santa. If you visit the Santa, that means Raitu Bazaru, you can find different vegetables, different fruits. Fruits, mangoes, apples, bananas, okay, oranges, grapes, kiwis, etc. Fruits are available in Santa or Raitu Bazar. Next one, what about vegetables? Vegetables also we can find different types. Brinjals, cucumber, watermelon, snake gourd, drumsticks, cauliflower, cabbage. Okay, children? So many are there. So these all are coming from different places. The farmers are growing these all vegetables and fruits in different areas, in different climate conditions, etc. But finally at harvest time they are cutting the tree and they are bringing these all fruits and vegetables to sell in a separate place. The consumers who need or who want to purchase these all, the consumers are going to the Santa or Raitu Bazaars. Okay, children? So that is everyday activity doing by consumers and also by farmers. Okay, children? So through this process, farmers are getting money, consumers are taking benefit, etc. Next, children, Zamindari system. Before independence, the land was possessed by some zamindars. In that area, zamindars had a lot of land, that means a thousands acres of land. Who are the real cultivators at the Jamindar times? Jamindars did not to cultivate their land, but these Jamindars will give the land to the cultivators, that means peasants, on the basis of rent. Peasants are the real cultivators. Peasants are cultivating land, and at the harvest time they had to give some portion as rent to the Jamindars. So in this process, Jamindars are getting benefit, peasants are facing many problems. Sometimes peasants are unable to pay the tax to the government as well as to pay the rent to the concerning Jamindars. But after independence, 1947 position is different. So Jamindar system was abolished. Then the state government, central government and state governments, they issued the land who are the real cultivators in the country. So that is why they passed, that means the government passed some registered passbooks. So those who have that passbooks, that person, yes, this particular land is belongs to you. Okay. So the revenue department will issue the passbooks to the peasants or farmers. So that is why now the land is belongs to farmers. So that's why peasants are farming, that means cultivating their land, and they are paying tax to the concerning government, etc. every year. But before independence we faced many struggle for food. Famines occurred in drought prone areas, food shortage prevailed. So that's why many people suffered for lack of their food. After independence, we implemented many reforms in agriculture activities. In this way, we started 5 years plans. Children, in that first 5-year plan, we decided to develop agriculture. In this way, we constructed many dams. In which area is suitable for construct dam? The engineers surveyed and they finally agreed, yes, this place is suitable for dam. So we constructed many dams. We stored many water in the reservoirs. After rainy season, we are using this water for irrigate the lands. So we are irrigating many lakhs of land with the help of these reservoirs, that means dams. And also we generating electricity. This electricity also using for the purpose of domestic and also to running the factories, companies, etc. Okay children, next listen to me. Land Ceiling Act came. This Land Ceiling Act 3 pages. First page is 1950 to 65. Second page is 1966 to 1990. Third page is 1991 to and so on children. Okay, so far. Children, in the first page 1950 to 1965, what happened? So here we focused upon the irrigation. That means we want to store the water. So that's why we constructed many dams. First we focused upon increasing irrigation facilities. In this way we building dams. Okay, this one happened in the first page. That means during 1950 to 65. Here look at 1950 to 65. Ragi, it is one of the staple crop on those days. Very nutritious food children. Okay, we grown. Next one, we constructed dams. I said already what are the dams. Look at here, Bhakra Nangal Dam. It is constructed in Himachal Pradesh. Damodar Valley Project, constructed in West Bengal. Hirakud Project, constructed in Odisha, one of the state of our country. Nagarjuna Sagar Project, it constructed in Andhra Pradesh. Children, Now Andhra Pradesh bifurcated as two states, Telangana state and Andhra Pradesh state. Okay, so maybe now Nagarjuna Sagar belongs to Telangana state. Are you understood? But water are sharing Telangana state and also Andhra Pradesh state by the water, Central Water Board. Next one is Gandhi Sagar project. It was constructed in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, children. So these big dams constructed in our country in different states. After constructing these dams, we are able to store the water. Before construction of these dams, what happened? At the rainy season, the water is going and drain into Arabian Sea or Bay of Bengal. After rainy season, we have no water, so that is why the farmers are facing difficult to growing crops because there were no irrigation facilities. But after constructing of these dams, even government also providing irrigation facilities. With the irrigation, the farmers are cultivating lands and they are yielding more lakhs of tons. That means we stored the food grains and we are supplying these food grains to the all citizens of India. But before independence, we faced food shortage. That's why we imported some food grains from other countries. But after independence, due to the 5 years plans, in the first year plan, we developed irrigation facilities, we improved agriculture, food grains, etc. and we are able to store the food grains. So that is happened, children. Next one, 1965 to 66, we faced one severe drought in our country. To avoid, we implemented Green Revolution. What is that, children? Green Revolution. Okay, children, I want to show you one table. You come to the page number 66, children. Now look at this one. Number of farmers and land they possessed in India 2010-11. 10-11 information, children. So according to this table, I read to you type of amount of land operated by farmers. Marginal farmers, how much they have? 2.5 acres only. How many members are there? 924 lakhs farmers are there. They possessed only 2.5 acres. They are called marginal. Small farmers, 2.6 to 5 acres of land. How many farmers are there? 247 lakhs in our country, throughout country. Semi-medium, 5.1 to 10 acres of land. The total amount, the total number of these farmers, 138 only. How much? 138. Percentage is 10. Medium farmers, 10.1 to 25 acres of land. So they are called, those who possessed 10 to 25 acres of land, they are called medium farmers. Here medium farmers, how many lakhs are there in India? 59 lakhs only. That percent is 4.3. Okay, children. Large farmers, more than 25 acres. So we can find only 10 lakhs people are there throughout India. So that is the common scenario if you observe the farmers in India, children. Okay, how much land they require? They operate with land in lakhs. So land also provide here. Their first category 875 acres of lakhs of acres. Second one is 868 lakhs of acres. Third, semi-medium farmers 927 lakhs of acres. Medium farmers they possessed 833 lakhs of acres. Large farmers only 429 lakhs of acres. So total acres also given here 3932 lakhs of acres. Okay, children. So that is the common scenario we can find in this according to that table in our country, children. Okay, children. So next I shall teach you in the remaining lesson in the next class. Thank you.